We are the lovely Buddha International Circuit where this motorcycle here, the Yamaha YZF-R15, is an absolute gem. And why not? It's got a stellar chassis, lovely engine, and it's just amazing to ride. Yamaha says though that they've come up with a new motorcycle based on the same formula. This is it, the new MT-15, the dark side of Japan.
Yamaha's MT series motorcycles are designed for the street and have really compact dimensions.
Like the other MT motorcycles in the family, like the MT-09 for example, the MT-15 as well has got these real tiny dimensions. I mean, look at the size of this. That said, it is a good looking motorcycle. I like this little compact tank over here. It reminds me of V90 Duke's tank. And then there's the short stubby rear end over here, followed by a stock that holds the indicator and the number plate.
Besides the minimal bodywork, it's the headlamp that stands out. Now that is an area I particularly like, as it lends the MT-15 its unique identity. The shape of the twin LED position lamps appears like a pair of mean eyes, and the single LED projector lamp that's placed below it completes a look of an aggressive face. In fact, the entire design has just the right amount of aggression for a street fighter and will appeal to the youth in their 20s. As far as fit and finish is concerned, you certainly get the feeling of a well-built motorcycle when you observe the panels and the way they are put together. That said, the switchgear and bar and weights could have been made using better quality materials.
From the rider's perch, this motorcycle feels very compact. There's hardly any space for me to move. If you notice also, when I have my balls of the feet on my peg, it sometimes falls around with the rear foot peg over here. So that's how tight the space really is. Also, there's adequate amount of room for a pillion, but a petite pillion, I would say. And overall, it's a motorcycle that's really compact and tightly packaged. So yeah, a proper aggressive street fighter. This single-cylinder motor is an absolute gem. It loves to be revved, and at the same time it's quite tractable as well. So whether you use it in the city as well as on the highways, it's a sweet motor and it's always up for having a lot of fun.
Fire it up and you're greeted by the familiar exhaust note of the YZF-R15. It's mated to a 6-speed transmission with an assistant slip clutch, which translates to a light clutch action and smooth downshifts.
Though this motor makes the same power and torque, Yamaha has added a bigger sprocket at the rear with 52 teeth versus the 48 teeth on the R15. Now what that has done has shortened the gearing, that improves acceleration, but at the cost of top speed.
Out on the BIC, the MT-15 felt punchy from the word go, and it will keep boy racers in the city very happy. That said, progress post 110 kmph is slow, but as expected. Engine refinement is good as any other Yamaha, and there's only a slight buzz that you feel in the handlebars and pegs when the engine revs are close to the red line.
So since the MT-15 is based on the R15, it also gets the R15's sweet goodies. For example, this lovely Delta box chassis that's full of feedback. Then you have the link-type monoshock at the rear and the conventional telescopic forks. Now, you folk here are obviously well versed with the fact that for India, you get the conventional forks, whereas outside, the MT-15 comes with upside-down forks, keeping costs in check.
The MT-15 does not disappoint when it comes to handling. Firstly is the sublime Delta box chassis that offers unadulterated feedback, and secondly is the aggressive steering geometry that lends the MT-15 its sharp handling.
So the wide handlebar along with the shorter trail makes the steering really quick and responsive. So the moment you just think, push on the handlebar, counter steer, and this motorcycle just dips into a corner. Now, it takes a bit of getting used to, but once you do, it's a lot of fun. Once you're leaned over, the motorcycle stays planted and secure. But I did notice that when you're transitioning from a right into a left, like in a chicane, you gotta be smooth. Otherwise, the front is so reactive that it gets a bit twitchy. I wish there was a little bit more front end feedback. Now that is lacking because of the tires, and I wish Yamaha would have offered slightly grippier sets on the MT-15.
The brakes also left a lot to be desired. It felt wooden and lacked initial bite. A sharper unit would do wonders in boosting confidence while braking late and hard. ABS does help matter here, but Yamaha is surprisingly only offering a single channel setup. So, a good buy? Let's keep price out of the way for a minute, and when you do that, you realize that the MT-15 is a really good motorcycle for the urban environment. Its agility will make it an effortless ride through city traffic, and will keep you entertained around the twisties as well. The engine is a gem and has enough power to satisfy the enthusiast's appetite for fun. When you consider that the MT-15 does not have a fairing, no aluminum swing arm, and only a single channel ABS, you'd expect the price gap to the YZF-R15 to be significant. But sadly, it's not. At Rs 1.36 lakhs ex-Showroom, the MT-15 is a mere 3,000 rupees cheaper than the R15, and that's its biggest concern. The MT-15 ideally should have been priced around the 1.2 to 1.25 lakh rupee mark, in the vicinity of the likes of the TVS Apache RTR 204V or even the Bajaj Pulsar NS200 to make more sense. The only reason you'd pick the MT-15 over the YZF-R15 is if you hate the committed riding position of the R15 or simply love naked motorcycles, of which this may be one of the best.